pilot for radio controlled craft. And I recently destroyed my FPV camera. So I'm going to test out. I stripped down my Ethos FPV to the bare minimum. Took a bunch of weight off, as much weight as I could come up with. I probably could figure a few more things out, but I'm gonna try and fly it with my GoPro attached, and this could either be, an epic win for the do-it-yourself crowd, or another example of what not to do. It feels a little heavy. I got the battery on it right now. You're mounted to it as we talk. This is it's gonna be cool, I think. I don't know. It seems heavy to me. Even if I do get it up in the air, I'm guessing the battery isn't gonna last as long. So I might only get 3 or 4 minutes of flight time if I'm lucky. But hey, what can I ask for? It's next best thing till I get my Phantom. Which, oh, by the way, yes, I have decided that I will be buying a Phantom. And let me get my transmitter here. This is gonna probably suck. But you're here for the ride. I got the lens set to medium, or the angle set to medium on this video. So I removed the landing gear, which means I'm gonna have to hand launch and catch this quadcopter before the battery runs out. So, as if it wasn't risky enough, I decided to use this box for when I calibrate my gyros. So, excuse the view for a minute. And we have, yeah, this could be bad. I'm not gonna get too crazy with this, but suffice to say, I don't know if it's gonna fly. We find a semi-soft spot here. I might have to park and steal my shit. Alright, ground's a little wet, but the whole object is to not hit the ground. Here we go. It did it! A little bit of water on there. Now, first of all, I noticed my center of gravity is way off. So, turn forward a bit. There, I gotta wipe a little moisture I got on the landing there. So I'm good for grass landings, it looks like. See if I take it up again. It was struggling though. It was definitely not a happy camper, but I got it up pretty high. Let's try one more time here. GoPro takes a lick and keeps on ticking. Yeah, I don't think it would handle a full-on crash, but it goes up for a while and then wants to come down. So it's definitely on the heavy side. The battery's probably about had it too, I don't know. But I'd say maiden flight was a success. Let's see if I got any more juice left. Alright, I think that's it for this battery. Let's go dry this shit off. Another thing I'm noticing is one of my props is a little bit, might need to change the props. I don't know. Let's see. Definitely got to work on center of gravity, getting some bad vibrations. Yeah, one of my motors isn't spinning properly. Wonder if I burn it out. I'm gonna try taking the GoPro off. See if it'll do it. I don't know if I got water in it or what, but yeah, one of my props isn't spinning properly. I'd say it was a success. I got it up in the air. I didn't destroy anything. Of course, my GoPro's a little wet now. Take this shit off. Well, some things I'm noticing as I do my post-flight. It was definitely struggling with the weight. In fact, when the wind caught it the right way, it pretty much pushed it over the edge. However, on a really calm day, if you get it up high enough, you can probably fly this with the GoPro on it. And I'm not even fucking around. I got the frame on here, and I got, you know, a buckle mount and a zip tie, like a homemade zip tie mount that I got it strapped to the fucking anti-vibration mount where the FPV cam used to be before I showed it out. I got rid of the body to get rid of some of the weight. I also got rid of the outer landing gear because not only is it useless with this big fucking thing down here, but it's pretty much just dead weight. Plus, they kept falling off and breaking anyway and pissing me off. As far as this motor mount arm, I'm noticing I'm missing some screws right here, which means that this is going to slide occasionally, which sucks. Sorry, I'm getting a little stuffed up and stick still. Ugh. Yummy. But one thing I guess I could try and do to reduce the weight is find another way of mounting the GoPro besides using the frame. I could make some kind of zip tie foam concoction, but then I couldn't really change the angle of the view. So I'm going to try another flight, and I got a buddy of mine coming, and we'll see if it holds up again when I send it up again. But first flight, I got it up there, though. God damn it, it was up there. So we shall see. I'm going to watch the footage back while I wait.
Oh, flight 2. I gotta get away from the lot.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't want to flip. No. Alright, there we go. Please fly.
Yeah, that looks fixable.
Yeah, just completely fucked.
No, that's not bad. That's fixable. Fucking light's still on. Little soldering job on the motor.
Yeah, I gotta fucking disconnect the vacuum. The wires. Yeah, that took the full impact there. GoPro made it though.
Yeah?
Might need a new lens. Oh no, that's not scratched too bad.
Price, pretty good. What were your settings on the GoPro?
1080, 60 frames wide.
Yeah.
So I can get a nice slow-mo of the crash.
Pieces flying off. And
I know.
Oh, it is a back prop though.
I gotta take this off and show the damage. There we go. Had to happen. Got 2 flights out of it.
That's it?
No, with the GoPro. I got probably 7 flights
this
without.
Go off now, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
That's not too bad. These are only $5 to mount. So I'd probably have to resolder the motor.
Yeah, right. The wire right
I might just try and buy the whole setup. Oh, it split the fucking. Look at.
Oh shit.
I might need a new rail too.
A little epoxy could probably fix it.
Some glue.
I'd add some weight to it.
Got the wires floating on it. I can't believe that fucked up so bad.
It did.
It was because of the weight too. It's got to be.
Yeah.
So.
And that sand probably when it's wet doesn't give much.
Yeah. That was a fucking bit. Tell me you got that crash on film.
Oh yeah, I got it. 4K resolution.
Oh shit, I'm gonna have to have you send me that video. Well, it's been a while since I made a new fucking RC video, huh? You wanna know why? 'Cause the fucking weather has sucked balls all winter long. There hasn't been a single sunny, happy day, you know, that wasn't 10 below zero. It's just been a miserable fucking winter, and I'm ready for it to be over with. Well, I'm starting my RC series back up. I have a bunch of quadcopters now, but I really want to talk about today is this motherfucking piece of shit right here. See that? That's $300. This has got to be the biggest piece of shit quadcopter I own. Now, I've talked about this before, and I might include some footage in this video of an experiment I did. Because, well, first of all, I burnt out the fucking FPV camera because the connector on it comes apart, it has an adapter, and you can put it in the wrong way when you attach it to the fucking power. And if you put it in the wrong way when you attach it to the fucking power, you hear a little pop. And then that little fucking pop blows out the camera. $100 camera to replace it. So now this thing is a glorified, you know, it doesn't even have a camera anymore. It doesn't do shit, you know. And the FPV equipment that came with it, the little LCD screen, you can't fucking do jack shit with it. It doesn't pick up any other frequency. It has one channel. It picks up one channel of fucking... Anyways, so I attached the GoPro to this motherfucker just to see if it would carry it. And in order to do that, first of all, you have to get rid of this fucking thing, because this weighs a nice little hefty bit. And you basically have to strip this motherfucker down to nothing. No landing gear. Not a goddamn piece of extra weight on it. So, you're seeing the repaired version. I spent 2 hours last night. If I can figure out which one it was here. Yeah, it's this one right here. I spent 2 hours last night putting this entire fucking thing together right here. You see this blew off. I used the original bar. I did buy another one of these, but it looks like a big pain in the nuts to change out. So I kind of just fucking left this, and I figured this will hold it together. And, you know, so far so good. I fired it up and flew it in the house last night after I put this together. I soldered these two on. And, of course, I have no fucking... I'm a noob. You know, that's the whole point of this show. I'm a fucking noob when it comes to this hobby. I did have a soldering iron and solder, but I haven't soldered since fucking 20 years ago. So, you know, it's kind of a hack job. I mean, the fucking LEDs hanging off of here. But anyways, I put the GoPro on this motherfucker, and I miscalculated my battery time. So when the battery fucking dropped down, the motherfucking thing fell out of the sky onto really hard dirt, and it landed just like this, and blammo, this entire fucking thing came apart, broke right here, and all of that. But it came down. So I fixed this motherfucker right here. So now I have this. This is all that's left of my $300 quad. I'm going to do something with it. I'll figure out different experiments and shit that this will carry. But it's basically a flying circuit board right now. And so I'm going to use my imagination to figure out what else I want to do. As you can see, I got a do-it-yourself GoPro mount on the bottom of it to carry. I might do away with that and try and find a smaller HD camera, something with a fisheye lens. I'll be shopping around on Amazon, something lighter, because a GoPro's fucking heavier than shit. So I'm gonna find something lighter to put on it. But I am here today to advise you against buying this thing, because it's just not built for punishment at all. It is a gentle piece of shit. I mean, there's these little fucking screws everywhere. Like, in order to put this fucking thing back together here, you see there's this little itty-bitty goddamn screw right there. I can't find these fucking things anywhere. The hobby store didn't have them. I probably could find them on the internet, but I wouldn't know where to begin to look. So if you're a noob, fixing this thing is a piece of shit. So what I did, to get that little screw, I stole it from this side that holds this on. So this motherfucker could just slide around. You know, I might hot glue it or something. Right now I just leave it like that. And if it slides, it slides. Oh well, it still flies just fine. And it doesn't really affect the flight characteristics that much, because it's not a really whole lot of weight. Plus, I'm missing that right there anyway. So this is a big flying hunk of junkyard shit right now. But it flies. I got it flying again. So there's that. But just so you know, this will carry a GoPro. I wouldn't fly it for more than 5 minutes with it. And of course, when you bind it, you might as well bring this box with you and set it down. Once you power it on, get the battery connected, set it in there, bind it so it has its level and it's happy and all of that shit's fucking good. And then it'll be bound, and then you lift it up, and you're going to have to hand launch this motherfucker. You hold it just like this, turn it on, and off it goes. And same thing with landing. That's a whole other story. Try about the 5-minute mark to hover the motherfucker if you're going to torture your shit. If you've already fucked it up and you want to spend a little bit to repair it and get it in the air again, but you don't want to buy all the camera shit again. Hover it, you know, up there, put your hand right here. I know this is not probably safe. And then you fucking cut the throttle. Well, you're going to be whatever hand you are holding the throttle. You cut the throttle, and it sinks back into your hand. Without any weight at all, this thing flies perfectly fine. It's just hard to see your orientation. So, I guess, because when these are spinning, you can't really see that shit. Plus, if it's bright out. So maybe make a little body or something put on it. I don't know. So, but that's what's left of that. $300 down the tubes. Don't buy this at all. If you're gonna go with Ares, I found the only quadcopter that's worth a shit is the QX 130. It's $120. I fly the fuck out of it. You put a little camera on it with a little SD card, and it's happier than fucking snot to fly around. And especially if you're learning to fly, it does take a decent beating. I haven't broke it yet. I haven't broke a propeller yet, and I've fucking hit that shit pretty bad. So, yeah. Avoid the Ethos FPV, and probably the Ethos HD is just as shitty, because it's basically the same quadcopter, except without all the fucking FPV gear on it. It's just flimsily put together. It's a flying hunk of shit, you know. And for the money that I spent on this, I expected better, you know, because I've bought $40 quadcopters that fly better than this fucking thing, have full FPV capability and shit. You know, well, not an FPV for 40, 120 is for a FPV capable one, but for $300 for that size, I expected more, and I got less. So avoid the Ethos FPV at all fucking costs. Coming soon to NoobRC, I have a couple of things on order so that I can show you this shit. Now, I have already flown this. This is the FPV Nano QX. It cost me $400 because it comes with Fat Shark goggles. I have this packed. This is just an empty box. I have the rest of it packed away. But I've flown this a couple times now, and it flies perfectly well. I'm still new to FPV, so I crash a lot. So, because, you know, God knows, I fucking had this thing, and I didn't even get to fly it FPV. I was flying it manually most of the time, because it's a piece of shit. But anyways, this, for only $100 more than this, 120 more, you get the perfectly fucking good FPV experience with this. I enjoy the hell out of it, alright? And you don't even have to be in a fucking big area to fuck around. I mean, this thing's small. You can fly it around your house FPV, try and go through little fucking crevices and shit, and fly over shit, and fly around shit. And it is every bit as good and fun as if you took it to the fucking park and flew around. So, especially in the wintertime, when you can't go outside that much with these fucking things, because the batteries are dead. Well, I don't like bringing it out anything less than 30 degrees Fahrenheit when I'm outside. So this has been keeping me busy for the past couple weeks. So definitely I will be doing some videos with this, some FPV. I got a cable and a USB video card thing to capture some for around the house. And eventually I'll be buying a DVR LCD display so that I can show you FPV videos as I learn to fly this fucking thing. So I'm very happy with this purchase here. I haven't fucked it up yet. It hasn't fallen apart on me. Every once in a while it gets a little off balance, like if you don't, because the way the battery's held in, I don't really enjoy how the battery's held in, because it throws the center of gravity off a little bit. So you have to trim it a lot. You know, when you first take off with the battery, you have to have your goggles up and just kind of fly it, trim it, and then land it, put your goggles on, and take off and fucking fly like a motherfucker. But something this small and it feels like you're sitting in it and you're whipping through shit, it fucking goes pretty fast. It's definitely enjoyable. So that's one of the things that's in store for NoobRC. Are you ready? I bought this fucking thing. I haven't had the chance to fly it yet, so the maiden flight will be coming up. It's the 350 QX3 AP model. Retails for about $1,000. But yeah, let's just say I'll be sharing some aerial photography with you. I'll be making little fucking videos here and there. As I learn, I will share with you what I learn about it. So look forward to that. I've noticed there's a lot of videos on the QX2. out there, but not a whole lot on the QX3 right now. So as the weather improves, I'm probably going to try and take it out in the snow at least once. Just because I'm an impatient fuck, but I'm waiting for it to be 30 degrees out, because right now it's fucking negative balls out. Well, right now it's 20. But I want it to be at least, you know, not quite as freezing as it has been before I take this outside to fuck with it. I already got it all set up. So, yeah, there's going to be more videos on the 350 QX3 to come. Of course, I still have my trusty Ares QX 130. I'll still be flying that because it's just a nice go-to fucking around thing. I have a ton of batteries for it, so I fly the shit out of that. So there'll be a little shitty videos from that here and there. I might try it eventually, find some kind of FPV camera and transmitter for it, just to kind of see if I can fly that shit around instead of the shitty camera that I got on it now. I mean, it serves its purpose for its size, but there's just so much. I mean, you got HD cameras on these fucking things now that are the size of my fucking pinky, and I don't see why they give such shitty cameras. Bump the price up another $60 and give us a fucking better camera. But the Ares Ethos QX 75, I have that still. That is a hunk of fucking shit. It's just as bad. It's like a miniature hunk of shit version like this. It wobbles under the weight of its own fucking body. I've taken the body off simply because it kept fucking coming off and hitting the propellers, and it just avoid the QX 75 too for Ares. In fact, other than the QX 130, I'd avoid all Ares products because they're just not put together for, you know, unless you're a real pro, they're not put together for abuse. They'll fly, and some of their flight characteristics, like the flight characteristics of this, are shitty too. So that's what's coming up on NoobRC. Just thought I'd give you a quick update. The weather's shitty out, so it'll be a while before I get out there and fucking get back to town on this. So anyways, look forward to more NoobRC videos in the coming months as the weather improves. I will film. Also, cat versus drone. There's more of that to come. He loves the new fucking FPV one. He follows that thing around all the time. So that's it. Have a nice fucking day.